With the new live action remake in theaters now, let's talk about the original itself. Here's my re review of Disney's animated classic, The Little Mermaid. Big Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a re-review of the 1989 animated musical fantasy flick The Little Mermaid, released by Disney as the 28th animated feature from Disney, loosely based on Hans Christian Andersen's 1837 tale of the same name. Written and directed by John Musker and Ron Clements, and produced by Musker and Howard Ashman, who also wrote the film's songs with Alan Menken, who also composed the film's score. It tells the story of a teenage mermaid princess who dreams of becoming human and falls in love with a human prince, which leads her to make a magic deal with a sea witch to become human and be with him. The film features the voices of Jodi Benson, who voices the titular character, along with Christopher Daniel Barnes, Jason Marin, Kenneth Mars, Buddy Hackett, Pat Carroll, and Samuel E. Wright, both of whom I'm respectfully dedicating this review in memory of those two. It's been 2 years since Samuel E. Wright passed away and was in May of 2021, and Pat Carroll passed away last July. Anyway, the film was released in November of 1989. So anyway, now the studio planned to put this story in a proposed package film containing Anderson's stories, but it was scrapped. But while working on The Great Mouse Detective in '85, Clements and Musker decided to adapt it and propose it to Jeffrey Katzenberg, who was chairman of Disney Studios at the time, who initially declined due to its similarities to a proposed sequel to the film Splash, which was released under their sister company, Touchstone Pictures, but ultimately approved of it. So anyway, Ashman became involved and Brian Menken. With supervision from Katzenberg, they made a Broadway-style structure with musical numbers as the staff was working on Oliver and Company, which came out a year before that. And Katzenberg warned that the film would earn less since it appealed to females, but he eventually became convinced that it would be Disney's first blockbuster hit. And right he was. So anyway, let's talk about it. Now, since my original review only got 10 views, I hope for the best that's going to change. So I'm going to try not to make this video as long as my original review. In the kingdom of Atlantica, located under the Atlantic Ocean, Ariel, a 16-year-old mermaid princess, is dissatisfied with her underwater life, but is fascinated by the human world. With her best friend Flounder, Ariel visits Scuttle, a seagull who gives Ariel inaccurate information about humans and collects human artifacts in her grotto. She ignores the warnings of her father, King Triton, the ruler of Atlantica, that contact between mer people and humans is forbidden. One night, Ariel, Flounder, and Sebastian, a crab who serves as Triton's advisor and court composer, travel to the ocean surface to watch a birthday celebration for Prince Eric. Ariel falls in love with the prince at first sight. Suddenly, a violent storm arrives, wrecking the ship and knocking Eric overboard. Ariel rescues him and brings him to shore. She saves him, but leaves just as he regains consciousness to avoid being discovered. Fascinated by the memory of her voice, Eric vows to find the girl who saved and sang to him, and Ariel vows to find a way to join him in his world. Discovering a change in Ariel's behavior, Triton questions Sebastian about her behavior and learns of her love for Eric. And an outraged Triton travels to Ariel's grotto and destroys the collection of artifacts in a misguided attempt to protect her. After he leaves, two blue eels named Flotsam and Jetsam convince Ariel to visit Ursula the Sea Witch, who plans to use Ariel as ransom to get Triton's magical trident. So Ursula makes a deal with Ariel to transform her into a human for 3 days in exchange for Ariel's voice, which Ursula puts in a knowledge shell. Within these 3 days, Ariel must receive true love's kiss from Eric. If Ariel gets Eric to kiss her, she will remain human permanently. Otherwise, she will transform back into a mermaid and belong to Ursula. Ariel accepts and is then given human legs and taken to the surface by Flounder and Sebastian. Eric finds Ariel on the beach and takes her to his castle, unaware that she is the one who had rescued him earlier. Ariel spends time with Eric, and at the end of the second day, they almost kiss but are thwarted by the eels. Furious at Ariel's close success, Ursula disguises herself as a young woman named Vanessa and appears on shore singing with Ariel's voice. Eric recognizes the song, and Ursula, transformed in Vanessa, casts a hypnotic enchantment on Eric to make him forget about Ariel. Now I'm going to go to the final act in the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video, go to the description box below, and fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. The next day, Ariel discovers that Eric will be married to Vanessa. Skull discovers Vanessa's true identity and informs Ariel, who immediately pursues the weighing barge. Sebastian informs Triton, and Skull disrupts the weighing with the help of various sea animals. In the chaos, the knowledge shell around Ursula's neck is destroyed, restoring Ariel's voice and breaking Ursula's enchantment over Eric. Realizing that Ariel is the girl who saved his life, Eric rushes to kiss her, but the sun sets and Ariel transforms back into a mermaid, and Vanessa transforms back into her true form of Ursula. Then kidnaps Ariel. Triton confronts Ursula and demands Ariel's release, but the deal is inviolable. At Ursula's urging, Triton agrees to take Ariel's place as Ursula's prisoner, giving up his trident. Ariel is released as Triton transforms into a polyp and loses his authority over Atlantica. Ursula declares herself the queen of the seven seas, but before she can use the trident, Eric intervenes with a harpoon. Ursula attempts to kill Eric, but intervenes, causing Ursula to inadvertently kill Flotsam and Jetsam. Enraged, Ursula uses the trident to grow into a monstrous size. Ariel and Eric reunite on the surface just before giant Ursula separates them. She then gains full control of the entire ocean, creating a storm, bringing sunken ships to the surface. Just as Ursula is about to kill Ariel, Eric commandeers a wrecked ship and kills Ursula by impaling her in the abdomen with its bowsprit. Excuse me. When Ursula dead, Triton and the other polyps in Ursula's garden revert to their original forms. Realizing that Ariel truly loves Eric, Triton willingly changes her from a mermaid into a human permanently and approves her marriage to Eric. Ariel and Eric marry on a ship and depart, with all of Ariel's friends and family watching them as well. End of story. So, what did I think of The Little Mermaid? Well, I still like it. It's still, some parts kind of made me a little too scared to watch, in my opinion. I'm not scared of anything. It's just, I just can't bear to watch, especially once King Triton destroys everything in the grotto, you know. That was kind of a little scary, you know. But anyway, I still like it for what it had to offer. Anyway, it got critical acclaim, earning praise for everything: animation, music, characters. Yeah, it did pretty well, making and going on to make about 235 million in a total lifetime gross worldwide. Well, along with the major success of both The Great Mouse Detective, which came out 3 years before this, and the Touchstone Amblin live action animated film Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which came out the previous year, the film is given credit for breathing life back into the art of Disney animated feature films after some films produced by Disney were struggling. It also marked the start of the era known as the Disney Renaissance. It won 2 Academy Awards for Best Original Score and Original Song for Under the Sea. It also led to a media franchise, including an animated series which served as a prequel series that premiered on CBS in 1992, which I'll be talking about that in my Saturday morning TV log next time. There was also a direct-to-video sequel that focused on Ariel's daughter Melody, and a prequel film in 2008. There was also a stage musical with, well, the first film with a book and additional songs by Alan Menken and new lyricist Glenn Slater. There's been other works, including a live musical presentation that aired on ABC as part of the Wonderful World of Disney, and of course the new live action adaptation, which stars Haley Bailey as Ariel. Anyway, The Little Mermaid's gotten so many good reviews. The film set to 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, and they say that it has ushered in a new golden era for Disney animation with warm and charming hand-drawn characters and catchy musical sequences. I agree. The Chicago Sun-Times says it is a jolly and inventive animated fantasy, a movie that's so creative and so much fun it deserves comparison with the best Disney work of the past. And also commented positively on Ariel, stating she is a fully realized female character who thinks and acts independently, even rebelliously, instead of hanging around passively while the fates decide her destiny. The Chicago Tribune said, while the story won't win any prizes from the women's liberation movement, the animation is so full and colorful and, and the songs so beguiling that this is a case of where someone made one like they used to. The drawing of the evil octopus witch, that referring to Ursula, who is jealous of the mermaid's singing voice, is particularly outstanding. Definitely, there was so many good reviews and what have you. So I appreciate what everybody said. I actually still have the film on video cassette in its original clamshell packaging. It's been released numerous times. Definitely. Now, the story for this is absolutely good too. Alan Menken's score is really good too. Now, of course, our voice acting cast, we have Jodi Benson voicing Ariel. I absolutely loved her performance. She was very, very good. Christopher Daniel Barnes voices Prince Eric. He's very good too. The late Pat Carroll voices Ursula, a great Disney villainess. While I do like this one, this ranks up there with one of the few good Disney villainnesses, alongside Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians and Madame Medusa from The Rescuers. Very good. Kenneth Mars voices King Triton. Now he recently appeared in a few Disney and maybe one or two Disney films. I know he also appeared in Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein. The late Samuel E. Wright voices Sebastian. He's absolutely good. Now, actually, he along with Mars and Benson would all return for the Little Mermaid animated series. Pat Carroll would follow later on, but I'll talk about that later on when I talk about it. Jason Marin voices Flounder. Buddy Hackett, played, who has appeared in, I think has appeared maybe a Disney film or two, but I might be wrong. But I know him as Tennessee Steinmetz from Disney's classic The Love Bug, voices Scuttle. Very good. Let's see. We also have many other voices, including the late Renee Auberjonois, Will Ryan, Patty Edwards, who voices both Flotsam and Jetsam, E. McClurg, and Ben Wright in his last role. He died 4 months before the film's release. He recently voiced characters in like Roger in 101 Dalmatians and Rama of the Wolfpack in the Jungle Book, which that's a film I still have yet to review. I intended to do it last year and failed to. Not only that, more other stuff came along, not just the Little Mermaid live, which I've talked about, the live action film adaptation, the television series. But there was also a video game released by Capcom for the NES, which I have that game, and it's pretty fun, why have you. It also got ported to the Game Boy. There would also be a Sega Genesis game, but it's much more different though, and it wasn't well received though. So anyway, I think it's so good and what have you. And it's got all those great songs you know and love. Under the Sea, Poor Unfortunate Souls, Kiss the Girl, etc., etc., etc. Alright, enough said. So everything in this film still pretty good. So overall, with everything said, would I recommend the Little Mermaid from 1989? The answer is easily yeah. I'm gonna try and keep that clean out using the blue language, you know. Well, yeah, you get the point. It's a great film with great characters. If this had gotten a good start, then we would have gotten Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, those other films from Disney Renaissance, The Lion King, Pocahontas, Mulan. Oh, the list goes on. So anyway, what did you think of The Little Mermaid, the 1989 classic? Please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time for the Saturday morning TV log of The Little Mermaid animated series. And then afterwards, a spoiler-free review of the live-action remake will follow. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, check out my reviews of these other animated Disney films. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Aladdin, the original 1992 classic itself. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of the classic Beauty and the Beast. Or if you'd like to see some before the Disney Renaissance, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my review of The Great Mouse Detective. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.